This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael, I'm stuck in a haunted movie theater, and I've seen Free Guy, a semi-new action comedy from director Shawn Levy starring Ryan Reynolds. Reynolds portrays Guy, a bank teller who lives in Free City, a society populated with so-called heroes who spend their days wreaking havoc around town, while others seem to live their lives without a care for that mayhem. Guy wishes he could break from his everyday routine, and finds an opportunity to do so when he meets Molotov Girl, a hero of the city who inspires him to push forward with that idea. As he goes around Free City and works against the mayhem, his actions are noticed by hundreds of thousands of people across the world. Not so much because of what he does, but because, as it turns out, Guy is a character in a video game, and a supposedly non-playable one at that. The story isn't as complicated as I'm making it out to be, though. At least I'm not trying to make it seem complicated. Once the movie gets past the setup, revealing the twist about Guy to the audience long before he ever learns about it, as well as the backstory behind his video game home city, things begin to pick up from there and move forward pretty smoothly. The plot structure and the writing are pretty well handled, never really straying from the main premise at hand, and giving scenes something to advance the story instead of just being there for kicks. There's enough of a balance between the virtual world and reality that neither really overstay their welcome, though that shame falls more upon the cast, whose general acting ranges from mid-tier and uneventful to exaggerated and annoying. Ryan Reynolds at least isn't as obnoxious here as he was in Red Notice, which is a good thing because Red Notice is still recent enough for me to remember how bad it gets. There's also a few cameos from gaming streamers, which is not at all a surprise, but doesn't really do much to help or hurt the film. Same goes for a particularly egregious scene of pop culture shoutouts, which seems to pretty much just be there to get people to laugh about how it's there. In any case, there's still enough of a stylistic flair within Free Guy, at least in the virtual set pieces. There's a crazy amount of special effects put to use in Guy's home of Free City, which is only to be expected given the fact that it's a video game. It's also where the bulk of the film's creative design seems to be, with the scenes set in reality being comparatively less interesting to look at. Cinematography takes a similar approach, with real-world scenes being pretty flat and basic, while Free City is shot in a wider range of angles and exudes a greater sense of activity. Sound design is also used pretty appropriately, giving the game a grander sense of scale, while leaving the real world a lot quieter, though this difference is used several times as part of its comedy. There's actually quite a bit of comedy in the film that hits pretty well, though it felt more like a reflex kind of laugh. Maybe that's just me, though. Overall, I don't think that Free Guy is a bad movie, but it's also not very good. But it's also not good enough to be average. It's made for a certain audience, and it plays things safe for them instead of taking advantage of its setting and possibilities, but it also has a bit more than spectacle and star power to try and justify its existence. Free Guy, Shawn Levy, 2021. 2 stars. It's not an essential watch, but I wouldn't go out of my way to not watch it. At least, not unless there's something better going on. Anyways, that's it for the review. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. I gotta say, I expected this to be a lot worse, but it was really more mid than anything. This is what I get for watching too many movies now, I guess.